salty veteran of the parenting industry. Co-founded 4 kids, successfully exited 2 of them. I have to teach you everything I've learned over that time. Admit it. You've seen this kid more often than you'd like, and you can't stand to be around him. You know, he's rude and obnoxious, and but you know, if you say anything about it, I think this picture speaks for itself. You know, if they haven't been taught respect for authority or discipline, you know, they don't really know any better. So then you have the kids that have learned to, they can argue or manipulate or negotiate their way out of what they've been told to do. And that's called the negotiation generation. Then you have the kids that have never been taught to be independent. They don't know how to do. They don't know how to. They won't or can't do for themselves. They're woefully unprepared for life as an adult. It all boils down to kids need solid. I completely forgot what I was going to say. They need to know that they're loved and that. Anyway. Kids need to be taught respect for authority and discipline, and yes, physical discipline too. Before you string me up, physical discipline is a last resort. It's symbolic of consequence. Now, for discipline to be effective, you've got to lay a foundation of unconditional love and affection first. This is done through actions and disposition, not material things or simple words. Kids need and want positive attention. So give it freely, but honestly, don't give them false praise. They learn to not like negative attention, and it behaves or affects their behavior accordingly. Several levels of discipline. This is the stern look. Maybe not, but you get the idea. Give a stern look and a shake of the head, and it's a clear indication consequence is coming. And usually you don't need to do anything more than that. If that doesn't work, what you have to do is raise your voice a little bit, call your child's name sharply, their ears will perk up, they'll get your attention. They'll understand that they need to quit what they're doing where consequence is coming. If that doesn't work, things got to escalate a little bit. Pull your child aside, give them a stern one talk, not like this, but you may need to raise your voice a little bit, but you got to keep yelling to a minimum. Kids are highly adaptable. And, if you yell frequently, they become immune to it. Save that level of emotion for when you got something really critical to teach them. Otherwise, it's just simply ineffective. Sometimes, for the most egregious offenses, sometimes you got to resort to spanking. When I say spanking, I'm talking about your hand on your child's bottom. You don't need, paddles or anything like that. That's too much. The point is, never discipline your child when you're angry. That's dangerous, and that's when it leads to people, going into abusive situations, even unintentional. So when you spank your child, it should sting a little bit, but it should hurt you emotionally more than it does your child. As a father. If you're not holding back tears after you spank your child, as far as I'm concerned, you lose your man card. So when done, sparingly and correctly, you should only have to physically discipline your child, a few times in the early formative years, and then the threat of consequence is enough. You never have to do it again. So these children have no fear of consequence, no respect for authority, no discipline, and ultimately no respect for anybody or anything. This is dangerous for them, for us, for our community, and for our nation. This is what we want. Love your kids enough to discipline them, and maybe you'll have an overachiever like this someday. A future doctor, stockbroker, architects, maybe even a politician, God forbid. Bottom line is, your babies will thank you if you love them enough to teach them discipline and independence, equipping them for life on their own. They may not hold up a sign, but watch them as they raise your grandchildren. That'll be all the things you ever need. Thank you.